If you play PlayStation 5, you may have noticed lately that there's a big feature that has been seemingly removed from the console, and that is the resume activity feature. So you used to be able to, whenever you load up your PlayStation, there would be, you can see here we have play, game, or stream. There used to be an option for resume activity, which would allow you to just boot the game up and get right into the action. So that's the resume activity button there. That's what it looked like. And there's also different cards that you could use. So if you're playing a game like, let's say, Horizon Forbidden West here, there was these different options so that you could just load into different, like the melee pits here. Different games had different options. If it was like a single player game, there was mostly like story missions or different like single player aspects. And then there's also the ability to load into multiplayer on games like Call of Duty. And this was really nice because you could just boot up your PlayStation 5, you could see what you wanted to play, and you jump right into it. Now, this was something that was advertised initially when the PlayStation came out, and on the latest update, the 10.0.3 update, they just removed that from the system. So you used to be able to just go right into a game here and just instead of going and loading the game naturally here, you would be able to go into a little screen there and boot up into a specific mode. Now, this actually did shave off a lot of time because you can see here we're just going to load up Astro Bot here, new game by PlayStation. And yeah, it's going through the loading screens here. You have to go through all the splash screens that we previously could just bypass and get into the game itself, which is a really nice feature because we got our Sony interactive entertainment here. We got the little intro going. This would have been bypassed altogether. We could literally go right into the hub world and load into a game and just get into things right off the bat. So this is a mode that I think a lot of people are very upset that's no longer on console because now we load into the game, the title screen appears, the splash screen, you press any button, and then you load into the game here. All of this could have been skipped, and it actually did save a lot of time. Now, you see, it's still pretty quick and easy to get into a game. Like, it doesn't take so long, but it was a nice feature to be able to bypass that. And the fact that it was something that was advertised in the PlayStation was really nice. Now, I do see on the other side of things why this could have been difficult, but just like an example here, you can see resume activity or play game. And on pretty much any game, they had like little cards that you could see your current activity and you could just load in through there. So it was quick and easy, and it made it really nice for games if you just wanted to load into the game quickly. But it's now no longer a thing. And the reason that I believe they ended up removing this is because it was probably very difficult for developers to create a bunch of load points where the game would have to load in and put you into the game from there. And with every single update that would come, they would have to make sure that that all works out properly for the game. So I do expect it had some issues to do with that, and developers, I know that Sony own in-house kind of developers, like for games that are exclusives, like God of War Ragnarok, Spider-Man 2, and games like that. I know Miles Morales even, that was a game that was heavily featured in because you could quickly just load into a certain thing in the game, and it was nice and easy. But I do think that that was a lot of work to be able to develop for because there's a lot of issues that could arise that I don't think that companies really wanted to do, especially companies that are external to Sony, because there's a wide variety of games that had this ability. Now, you still kind of can jump into games, but not the exact same. It doesn't have the same cards that you used to be able to pull up the game with. Like you can see here, God of War, we got all that there. But there used to be that just resume activity. And you might not have noticed that this is gone on your PlayStation, but yeah, you can't even find it here anymore. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. Like, honestly, whenever you buy a PlayStation, I know that's not the main thing that you want to get a PlayStation for, but it's just nice to have that ability, and losing it kind of sucks. So yeah, I just want to make a video on this. I honestly see both sides of it. Like, for the consumer and the player, it's really nice. I enjoyed that feature. I did watch some videos on other people's testing of it. You do save quite a bit of time on some titles, but for other games, it just straight up doesn't work. Like, for example, Grand Theft Auto 5, it doesn't actually do this, but it would have been a nice thing to have, or even have some word on it getting removed, but there hasn't been anything said by Sony. So yeah, it's just been silently removed and no longer in the game. But again, also probably quite difficult to develop for. So just curious your thoughts. You can leave a comment with what you think of this change Sony has made to the PlayStation 5. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.